If you've ever watched a video on my channel, you'll know I'm absolutely obsessed with matcha, and that's why today I'm bringing you 6 of my favorite ways that you can use matcha in all these recipes. Of course, we have to start off with the classic, the original matcha latte, my favorite drink, the drink that I've been drinking every morning for probably years at this point. So what you're going to do is mix a teaspoon of matcha with some boiling water and then mix it together, either with a fancy whisk, a handheld whisk. You can even put this in the blender. However you can best mix it together. Then I add some ice because I like mine iced. You can also have it hot, of course, and milk of choice. For me, it's always coconut. The sweetness complements the bitterness of the matcha, and it's honestly just delicious. I can't fault this drink. This just looks so good to me, and matcha is full of health benefits. It's full of antioxidants, and it also releases caffeine in a more controlled way than coffee, so it's a great coffee alternative if you're addicted. The only issue I have with my iced matcha lattes is that normally when the ice cubes melt, they really dilute my drink and it just doesn't taste as matcha-y anymore. But I resolved that by freezing the matcha ice cubes so that now when I add my milk and my matcha to the mixture and when they melt, it won't be diluted anymore. It will just be more of that matcha goodness. And can we just take a moment for these really cute star ice cubes? I'm just out here trying to live my best Pinterest life, okay? Next up, we have a kind of twist on a normal matcha, and this is a matcha horchata, which is a Mexican drink in origin. Of course, I'm not making it authentically, but it's inspired. So you're going to use coconut milk or any other milk. Then rice milk is key here because that's what's traditionally used. Of course, your matcha, a bit of sweetener. I'm using maple syrup because it's my favorite. And the secret ingredient is cinnamon. Then mix it together again with your matcha whisk, with your blender, with your handheld whisk, whatever hat you have. And it's as easy as that. This is best served hot, so that's what I had. I just heated it up on the stove for a couple of minutes. And yeah, kind of wintry and different. I absolutely love pancakes, so why not make matcha pancakes? Here's how to make my favorite recipe. Get 45 grams of oats, add in 60 grams of yogurt, any kind you like. I'm using Alpro Soya Vanilla, and then 1 egg, as well as, of course, your teaspoon of matcha, and blend that all together in a NutriBullet, in a handheld mixer, however you manage. Then I got a pancake pan, it's special, grease it with butter or oil, and then gently pour out your little mini pancakes, or, you know, make them whatever size you want. You could make big ones too, but I just think little ones are more fun. Cook these for about 5 to 7 minutes on one side. You'll know when they're ready to flip because you'll see these little tiny bubbles or holes forming on the surface. So once you see that, get ready to flip them all over and then cook for a further 5-ish minutes on the other side. Or, I mean, you can just check the underside to see how done it looks. That's kind of how I do it, to be honest. And then, of course, add whatever toppings you like. For me, I just go with some basic maple syrup. I put quite a lot, as you can see, but that's the way I like it. Could go well with granola, berries, whipped cream, whatever takes your fancy that day. I just realized I forgot to say you need to add half a teaspoon of baking powder to get that nice rise and thickness to them. Blondies are basically white chocolate brownies, so you're going to need flour, brown sugar, matcha, eggs, butter, white chocolate, sea salt and vanilla extract. Get 90 grams of butter, 90 grams of white chocolate, and melt those two over the stove. Make sure they're not in direct contact with the heat though. Then get 50 grams of sugar, an egg, and mix those up together. Make sure you continue to stir the butter and chocolate mixture as it melts. Then weigh out 90 grams of flour, add a teaspoon or a tablespoon of matcha, and mix that all together until you have no clumps so that the mixture is nice and smooth. Then add in that butter and chocolate mix and stir that again and again until it looks beautiful and smooth like this. Pour that all out into a baking dish of your choice. And I've got lumps in here, by the way, because I added white chocolate chips, and look at that. Then you're going to bake it in the oven at 180 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. Just have a look, poke a skewer into it to check if it's done or not. Once you take it out, just make sure to let the brownies rest for a couple of minutes, maybe 10-20 minutes before you chop them, and then feel free to make them as small or as big as you'd like, and there you have it, matcha blondies. If you don't like the taste of coconut, I'm sorry, but this one's not going to be for you. You're going to need coconut cream, matcha, maple syrup, and vanilla. Make sure you refrigerate your coconut cream for probably 12 hours overnight before you use it. So get out 1/4 cup of that, then add in 1/2 tablespoon of matcha into that mixture, then 1.5 tablespoons of maple syrup or honey or whatever sweetener that you have or you like. I use kind of some honey as well, actually, because I ran out of maple syrup, and then just 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. This recipe is literally so easy. All you have to do is mix it with an electric whisk. I wouldn't recommend a hand whisk, it would take too long. So mix it for about 5 to 7 minutes until the mixture is completely smooth. Try to get all the clumps out, and look at that. It's that easy. All you have to do now is spoon it into some kind of dish or mold, or I guess you could do individual popsicles if you really wanted, and then freeze that overnight. When you're ready to eat it, just make sure you take it out about half an hour before eating so that it's not going to be too hard and you'll actually be able to scoop it out. Last but certainly not least, we've got cookies. Get yourself some white flour, brown sugar, caster sugar, matcha, butter, bicarbonate of soda, eggs, white chocolate, salt, and vanilla extract. Measure out 115 grams of butter and then melt that on a low heat on the stove. Then measure 135 grams of flour and matcha, salt, and bicarb of soda, and then mix it all together. Get yourself 100 grams of light brown sugar, 100 grams of caster sugar, and then take the butter off the heat. Let it cool down before you add it to the mixture. Measure out your chocolate chips, cut them yourself or buy ready-made ones, and then once the butter's cool, slowly add that into your sugar mixture and mix that together until it's thoroughly combined. No clumps, no lumps, no nothing. Should look nice and smooth. Then add your egg, mix that again, nice and smooth, and then add your dry ingredients into your wet ingredients. And of course, mix that together again until it's fully combined. It should look something like this. Then you're going to want to add in your chocolate chips. So just quickly fold those in until you've got a nice combined batter. And of course, once you've done that, just measure that out into little scoops of whatever size you want, really. I don't believe in rules when it comes to baking, which is probably why a lot of my things end up weird. But I probably made these the size of a very large golf ball. So that's my very scientific way of measuring. Once you've got those, refrigerate it or put it in the freezer for about half an hour and then bake it at 180 for 25 minutes. They will look like this, soft in the middle, crunchy on the outside. I just want to say thank you everyone who subscribed recently and left super nice comments. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you next time. Bye!